batting really came together and top order started clicking. Not only that, like Central Valley losing at that time, Caribbean losing few games here and there, basically gave us a good chance that yes, we could go for the championship. And once we won against the second game against Central Valley, it shows that we are going to win the championship.
New talent as well as captaincy. Sunil has done a tremendous job in leading the team.
Newcomers have been really this time I have seen we have got the championship. That was the best thing we have done. Santa.
Actually, I don't know if there's one, but I guess winning the Stanford game was the second important game, and then the Berkeley game. Having put up 313 runs on the board, and then if you had actually somehow managed to lose that, that would have really killed our morale. So that was, in my mind, probably the most important game for us to win, especially after having scored, putting up 313 runs on the board.
Actually, I would say that the second game against Marine. Staying at the top is more critical.
We shouldn't be in a situation where we are champions one year and then looking to fight relegation next year. I think we should aim to keep ending up in the top 4 at least. Having back-to-back championships is always good. To aim for that is good, but at the very least we should aim to end up in the top 4 all the time. So we should never be in a position where we're fighting relegation in the last 2 games of the season. Hopefully we can with the team we have, we should be able to do that.
Going into the future, I'm very thrilled that we won the championship, but to say frankly, I would not be happy. Hear some of the championship teams, how they fared in the next season. Especially you look at Cougars or maybe Marine, or right after the championship they basically fighting for relegation. And I don't think I would want to put ourselves into that situation. I would definitely want to beat. So definitely try to go and win the next year championship.
to win the championship after 18 years, and first time, anytime, like, you know, you do it for the first time.
It's awesome.
Where others have failed, somebody gets it. That's a great feeling. Congratulations.
Thanks.
The Aces and the Aces captain,
For the entire club.
everyone else involved in one way or the other, and the executive.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a fantastic season, and it's such a pleasure to get to watch all these games. You guys have batted so well. I think this is probably the best batting season you guys have ever had. So I guess congratulations go to the captain, all the teammates, and I guess everybody in the club. It's a great season. Thanks. Thanks for giving us here.
It's a great feeling to win a championship, first of all. And I think anytime you win a championship, it's definitely something that's memorable. Also, I was banking on, like, a lot of people. Like, when I picked the team, I was hoping that everybody basically comes and gels and also contributes to the victory. And that's exactly what happened. Everybody. Actually, I mean, even though there are individual performers who did very well in bowling and batting, but I think as a team, this is one of the best season I've seen. You pick any game, you cannot just single anybody and say, hey, this is the guy who won. There was like a team effort, and it's really good to see people like Rohit, Nishant, people like Venki. They all come and chip in like wherever they can. And one of the biggest success was that I think our top 4 or 5 batsmen were really, like, in form this year, and they did score a lot of runs, so which also helped us. And it's one thing is talent, but the second thing is to play with experienced people. It makes my job quite easy, and that's what happened. And I'm very fortunate to play with a bunch of very talented guys. At the same time, everybody is motivated to win the championship, so it made my life a lot easier. I just want to thank all the players for giving me the support, encouragement. It was really great to, like, play with all the people.